Hello and welcome to ERL F3. We're here for round 3 at Canada today, after round 2 in Spain last week and round 1 in Australia. Just waiting for the cars to go on track for the qualifying. Everyone in the pits at the moment. We're looking at most likely a one-stop race here today, probably from the ultra soft to the super soft, but we could see some hyper soft to super softs. 2 stops possible. It's only a few seconds slower than a one stop. Of course, traffic could contribute to that being affected further. Why isn't the audio working? Hang on. Alright. Right, the audio is working here. Alright, there we go. So yeah, we've got 3 drivers missing today. 2 reserves, Joe and somebody else. But yeah, looking at around 1 minute 7, 8, 9s, I think around there. Probably not 7s, but maybe. Probably seen most people out in the supers or ultras at the start. Definitely sees the session. He wasn't in for quality, so maybe he's just going to join back later towards the end of quality. He'll be starting at the back if he does. We've got 1 name change, that is Parky here, who was formerly known as Ari, who is second in the standings behind his teammate by 3 points in the other Mercedes. Followed by the reserve of Joe, who is racing once again. He's in the McLaren, I think, today. And then there's Thomas in 4th, Jagos in 5th. Jagos didn't race last week, so we'll be looking to get some points back today. He's actually picked up a grid penalty for a collision with Bahani. Interesting. So that's going to put him down the field. Most likely towards the back. Just see he's coming towards the end of that lap. Looks like Astronauty is coming to the end of one. Jagos puts a provisional pole lap in with a 1 minute 9.3. Astronauty a little bit wide on the initial apex, so the chicane. We'll see what he does. He goes second, but 1 minute 9.696. Tardy comes towards him above. He's looked pretty quick on occasions, along with his teammate Futu. So we'll see what the Force Indies can do. Futu actually goes into the pits there. Tardy is 1 minute 9.8. Currently puts him third. We've got a lot of drivers going back into the pits actually, which is interesting. Put the tyres in. See, Astronauty's probably just putting in a sandbagging lap on those hyper softs. Probably want to go on the ultra softs for his final run. Parky's coming to the line now. Expect this to be towards the front end of the road for some provisional pole. 1 minute 8.3. That's a sizable gap to the cars behind. Yeah, that's a second ahead of Jagos, so quite a big difference there. The yellow S6 F3 most likely just on slowing down to let some cars past. He's on a lap, we're about to set one. Alright, got Motoristy coming to the line. He's had a few decent point finishes. Last 2 races, currently sitting in 7th in the standings. And 12 points, we'll be looking to add to that tally today. Go on board with him for his lap here. It's the wall on the exit. Could possibly do him a bit of damage, but it looks like he's okay. Very easy to cut this corner coming up on there right now, but he does it nicely through there. Now it's a run up to the hairpin and then even longer run down to the final chicane in the Wall of Champions. He locks up, he's got extremely wide into the hairpin. That's going to cost him a lot of time. We'll see where this lap puts him anyway. I think he's on the hypersoft tyre, so probably back off towards the end. To make sure he doesn't have to start on this tyre unless he's purposely going for the 2-stop. He's actually going back into the pits anyway. But he's starting a lap now. Race actually looks like it's coming towards the end of the lap on the hypersofts. There he goes, kind of the bottom with a 10.8, most likely sandbagging on those tyres. Have a look at behind him now. Of course, Astronauti, his teammate, is back today after a race ban in Spain, so hopefully he can score some decent points. See if we can negotiate this hairpin better than what's motoristic. He's on the ultra soft tyres at the moment, so he might go hypersoft towards the end and look at making a 2-stop maybe, but we shall see. Looks like he invalidated at the final corner possibly, or just lost the back end. He's worked out the car. I think it was invalid, it seems, at some point. Jacques, the championship leader, looks like he's on the lap at the moment. Can he beat his teammates time of 1 minute 8.3? We will see. Mercedes driver coming down the long straight now. It's got open DRS. A bit of traffic on the right, but staying out of the way. Riley, who's currently P3, his teammate in P2, so it's a good showing from Toro Rosso so far. Jacques comes to the line now to make it a provisional Mercedes 1-2 for 1 minute 8.9. Jacques there. So Matt's about to start a lap. So it's just getting some cars through, it seems. It doesn't look like as many people on flying laps at the moment. Possibly Jagos. Of course, the Australian Grand Prix winner, I do believe. The hardest exit on the track, that one you can easily lose the back end, cost a couple of attempts. You've got to be smooth on the throttle and make sure you don't cost yourself any seconds or attempts. Runs a little bit wide and taps the wall, it's going to cost him time. Hopefully not too much. Nice tight apex on the hairpin. That's the run down to the final chicane. Down to 4th gear. And the right and out the left. Now DRS to the line. It's looking to be a 1 minute 8. 1 minute 8.8 puts in second, just beating Jacques' time. So that splits the Mercedes. Now it's a Mercedes 1-3 and a Toro Rosso 2-4. So it looks like these two teams can have a good fight there. Although Parky's time is a fair distance ahead still, so we could see a three-way battle for second. Parky might just run away with this one. Astronaut is currently 7th on the hypersoft lap, but it's gone to the ultras now, so it's almost likely to be the time he says his quickest time on. The optimal strategy in the race. I think this ultimate's just gone P4 on a 1 minute 9.2 on hypersofts. Thomas currently P6. You'd expect him to be a little bit higher up, shown singing the pace he's shown recently, but he is on the super soft tyre, so we'll expect to see a bit more later in the session. He comes to the end of his lap now. A little bit late on the DRS, which shouldn't cost him too much. I don't think he's ever going to improve his just about 10th down from his previous quickest lap. Sometimes he's doing another lap on his super soft tyres, so we'll see if he can improve on what's currently P7. His Deering goes up to P4 in the Ferrari. He'll be looking to get some points on the board, as he hasn't in the previous 2 rounds. And he's looking strong for the Ferrari drivers so far. So Motoristi goes up to P4 on the Red Bull. Tom's getting a little bit of a toe down the straight from Ultimate. So Chrissy's actually left the session. I'm not totally sure what's gone on there. Hopefully he'll join back in time to get a lap in. Thomas is a second of his previous best lap. Astronauty is retired. He's retired from down in P10, so he's satisfied with that lap. Gibbs has joined back, which is good to see. So he's satisfied with that lap. If you're looking to stay outside the top 10, then most likely get some fresh tyres for a race. Okay. He's actually left again, so you might be having some connection issues there. Henry's on 5%, so to settle out, we'll see where he can put his. I know the team's struggling at the moment in this tier. They've only scored points from the reserve driver, Joe, I believe last week. He got a 5th place for the team, so that's elevated them up the constructors, but their main 2 drivers have not scored points yet, so they're looking to change that here today. Of course, the wall's very close to the circuit here in Canada, so we'll be seeing a fair few collisions or damaged cars, which could promote some drivers towards the lower end of the field up a few positions. With a chance for a safety car, relatively high. And he's going towards into this lap here now. He's going to run to the line. He's looking like a 1 minute 8, maybe 9, 1 minute 9.000, which is a 1,000th quicker than Motoristi's time, which is not a gap you see often. So yeah, but that's putting 4th at the moment on these hyper softs. I think he might be able to improve on some ultra softs. Jagos is actually currently P2 on a set of super softs, 1 minute 8.8. So if he goes on to the ultras, he might be able to challenge the time of Parker there for pole. See if he wants about a lap. Mill looks like he's starting a lap. As he's a race addiction, but other than that, everybody else is in the pits or on an out lap or in the lap. As Deadly LFC is joined, so he'll be starting in 18th position. I believe his car is the Sauber. I don't know if he'll get his car or not, but hopefully he does to make it a little bit less confusing. Now LFC coming to the line now, looks like he's about to start a lap. Looks like he's coming towards the end of the lap. And the Red Bull's been looking strong throughout the season so far. The Red Bull, Toro Rosso, the Mercedes really been their strongest shows so far. We'll see where we can put the Red Bull currently. He goes up to P2 for 1 minute 8.6 on the Hypersoft tyre, so we'll be looking at a Hypersoft to Supersoft strategy, but possibly the 2-stop. We'll have to wait and see as the race unfolds. I think that just about does everyone on the lap. Actually, on that here. Just coming into the final sector. A little bit wide on the hairpins at apex, but he's going to carry a bit of speed down the straight now. Mills retired. You don't think he can improve from that 1 minute 8. He's currently got in P2. It's a respectable lap, although he's on the Hypersoft tyres. That could cause some strategy problems going into the race. Actually, matters around wide now. That could possibly be invalid. We'll see. Not. He goes 4th on the Hypersoft, so a 1 minute 8.8, which is a good showing for the Williams driver. The Williams struggling a bit at the moment on this tier, but that is a promising sign. Jock currently down in P5. He's gone out on Hypersoft, so it looks like he won't be going for the Ultra Super Softs, and he'll need to improve from P5. You want to see another Mercedes 1-2, which we saw last week. Wheel drivers coming back out now. We'll see what tyres they got on. So yeah, we've got a mix of Ultra Softs and Hyper Softs, so it looks like people aren't really setting their names over Hyper Soft, Super Soft, Ultra Soft, Super Softs, maybe a Hyper Soft, Ultra Soft, another set of Ultra Softs. We will see. We got F1 Brilliant actually is around these Super Softs, which is interesting. Mac going back into the pits. I don't think he'll have enough time to get back out and go for another lap. So it looks like he'll be staying at P4 the most. Verhennen is retired from P6. So both of the runners out of qualifying with a minute and a half to spare. Currently P6 and P13, which is better than they've shown in previous races, which is good to see. So some cars just going slowly, waiting for the right opportunity to roll on a lap. Got motorist on a lap, currently in P7. He's on the Hyper Soft tyre. Hopefully the traffic ahead won't cause any issues. I don't see these opening DRS, which could be a mechanical problem or just a glitch on the game, I'm not too sure. Parky's retired from P1 on the Ultra Soft lap. He's set of a 1:8.3, so he's happy with that. Ultimate's retired from P9. Best case scenario for him is probably to drop just about outside the top 10 to start on some fresh tyres. One Brilliant doesn't set a lap again, he's going to start from P16. Electricity come to the line now. He's going to go into second, just beating his teammates' time there. Sets a 1:8.599 on the hard soft tyres, so the Red Bulls are looking strong. We'll see what Jacques can do, and the Mercedes a bit lower down than you'd expect from the Finnish driver, but we'll see what he can do. Thomas is retired all the way down in P11, so that's a poor showing from the driver we've seen towards the front end of the grid more recently. Yellow flags at all sectors apparently, so looks like traffic is getting in the way in some areas. Trying to find someone pulling there for a lap. If he drops to the line, he's going to get a slight bit of a tail off that car ahead. He goes up to P2, so it's a Mercedes 1-2. Drops on the Hypers, Parky on the Ultras. Got the two Red Bulls behind. Both of them on Hypers. I'll see if Riley can make it 5 and 6 for Toro Rosso. No, he can't. Can Jagos improve to go high up the grid? It doesn't look like he's pushing, so it doesn't appear he will. And Joe's coming into the pits. So that is going to be the qualifying order. I believe there was his grid penalty, but I can't remember who it was for, so I'll have to see about that in a minute. Yeah, another Mercedes 1-2, followed by a Red Bull 3-4. And you got the Toro Rosso Jagos. Matt putting in a good performance. He's currently P6 on the Ultra Soft tyre. He's looking strong. Got Verhennen P7 on the Hypers, Deering P8 on the Ultras. Actually, hang on. So yeah, this is what they're starting on. So it's Ultra Soft, Hyper, the top 4, and then most drivers were actually on the Hypers, not the Ultras. But we will see now. But another Mercedes 1-2, hopefully it won't be as dominant as a performance for them as it was last time out. But it's an all-Finnish front 4. Jagos is actually qualified on the super soft tyre in P5. That's a very respectable performance from the Brit. Got another Brit alongside him. Got Matt who qualified on the Hypers, along with him on the Hypers. Deering on the Ultras in P8, Ultimate P9 on the Hypers, Riley on the super softs. Thomas will be the first driver to start on a fresh set of tyres in P11, along with Joe, Astronaut, Guitar Dude, Race Addiction, F1 Brilliant, and Footy, who looks like he was the driver with the grid penalty, so he'll just be starting at the back anyway. But yeah, the drivers getting their setups ready, or not setups, but getting their strategies ready for the race. It looks like it's nice and sunny for today. I believe we had one driver join us during qualifying to start the back, which is Deadly LFC. So it looks like we'll be starting with 18 runners. Be interesting to see if the Red Bulls can challenge the Mercedes going into turn 1 and then into 2. Of course, some winding first corners here. So we go for the formation lap now. 2 Mercedes lead the grid away, followed by the 2 Red Bulls. So we'll just see what tyres the guys outside the top 10 have started on. It is super soft for everyone apart from Joe on the Ultras and Footy on the Ultras. 2 Force Indias starting lower than you'd expect. Hopefully they can make their way up through the field though. Just a handful of guys on the Hypers. You got Ultimate, Brandon, Matt, Mill, Maturisti and Jacques on the Hypers. They'll be looking at a Hyper soft strategy or maybe at the 2-stop. But Parky is on a really good strategy here, starting from the front on the ultra soft tyres. He might be a little bit vulnerable off the line, but if he can hold his position and start to pull away once those hyper softs start to deteriorate, he will be in a good position for the win. Footy's been disqualified from the formation lap, so his times will be a little bit more cold off the line. But starting from P17 shouldn't be too much of a difference. As the leaders come into the final chicane now to line up on the grid. Quite a gap back to some of the midfield riders. So these front runners' tyres temperatures could go down a fair bit while they're waiting for the rest of the grid to form up. It's going to be interesting going to turn 1, quite a tight apex. Hopefully everyone can get through relatively fine. Here we go now, the lights are going to be coming on just a second. Here we go. It's 2 Mercedes on the front row. Can they get away from the Red Bulls? About to find out as the lights go out and Parky pulls away. Is he going to be under challenge from Jock going into turn 1? Looks like he's going to defend it nicely, but the Red Bulls further back could go for a move. Doesn't look like it. The midfield's getting bunched up a bit. There's a bit of damage I think I saw there. There's Jagos and Landon fighting. It looks like the leaders have all held position and are going around single file. Further back looks like there's a bit more squabbling going on. I think that's El Reno going up the inside there. It looks like he's going to back out on that one. Footy is P13. Thomas looks like he's dropped down a position. He'll be looking to go out on the outside of Raleigh into his right-hander, but of course he just can't make the move into there on the outside. And he's actually been hit from the back and he's into the wall. Has he got damage? It looks like he has got damage on his right-hand plate, so that's going to need repairing. This is unfortunate to see. He was looking to make his way up through the field today, but that's going to hinder him severely. And you've got the front 5 starting to pull away from the midfield, which is led by Behanen, who is under pressure here from the Haas Ultimate, who's going to try to go around the outside, but he's going to get squeezed. Behanen's missed his braking point really poorly, and he's completely cut that corner. Right, so Matt AI. Looks like he's disconnected or he's gone AI, which is really disappointing because he was in a good position to start this race, but it looks like he's not here now. Joe's up to P9, Ryan's up to P10. Looks like the front 4 are starting to, front 5 really starting to bunch up. We've got the Red Bulls having a bit of a fight here. Looks like Mills gone for the move on Maturisti. Maturisti pretty much just letting him through there. Probably knowing that it looks like Mill has the quicker pace at the moment to challenge the Mercedes ahead. It doesn't look like Parky is pulling away. But these guys on the Hypersofts need to get ahead of him now to make sure he can't just make his alternate strategy work. We'll see what happens as they run down the long straight. DRS not in effect yet, of course, that'll be on, or in effect on the next lap. Looks like everyone's just too far back from each other to go for a move. Astronauts is looking for a move, and Riley's going to try and go around the outside. And he is pretty much cut the corner like his teammate, not as extensively, but there was a bit of a cut in there. So Matt's coming into the pits. That'll be free. Front wing change, but I think he's AI anyway, so it doesn't really matter. See if Jock can get past his teammate. Maybe his Hypersoft's already dying in this dirty air. See what we can do down the straight now. We can have DRS, put it into overtake most likely. A yellow flag, probably not sure who that's for. We've got to move for the lead going here. Jock's going to go down the inside. It's a nice easy overtake for the Mercedes driver. But could he be under pressure from Parky going back up his inside now? It doesn't look like he will be. The Red Bull behind. The Red Bulls behind are looking like they want to get involved in this. Have a chance to fight for the win as well. Jago's decided to drop back on his harder compound tyres, but it might work out for him in the long run. Ultimate starting to catch these guys as well as Deering. It's getting a bit more spaced out towards the back of the top 10. Could see Deering go for a move here for P6 on Ultimate, so it's going to defend the inside. Deering can't make a move around the outside here. But he could get a better run on the exit and go for a move into the hairpin, which looks like something's going to happen here. He's going to go down the inside. Brakes later. Hugs that apex. It's going to give Ultimate a little bit of a squeeze beat. Just a bit of kick on the back end on the exit. That's given Ultimate the position back. He's going to have DRS now. Ultimate's not going to defend the inside. Giving it to Deering now as they go into the chicane. It looks like Deering's going to get that position rather easily. He's up into P6 and see if he can chase the front guys. We've got two Red Bulls swapping positions again. Actually, Mill was trying to get past the Mercedes at the same time. Actually, Parky's gone back over Jock, so on their problem with Jock, he was dropped back a fair bit and he's under pressure from the Red Bulls, so his tyres are already going off, and you see J-Dust has got right back up to these guys. So Mill gets the first penalty of the session. It could cost him towards the end of the race if the front runners are still this tightly packed. We'll see if Mill can make a move onto Jock going down the straight with DRS. The flag set for 2. That's Vahinen who's spun. He's lost his entire front ring. Look like Renault are going to have a decent day today and get some points, but their highest runner has picked up some damage. Astronaut is just about at the point at the moment, but I don't think he'll be able to hold on to it for much longer, considering the guys behind him are really close and looking to make moves for themselves. Mill wasn't able to get past Jock there, so Jock's going to hold on to P2 for another lap at least. Ultrasofts will be looking to pit around lap 12 to 15. Hypers, I'm not entirely sure. Zvahin's going to come into the pits and get a move front wheel on this car, understandable. Looks like Jago's Supersofts are already coming into this now. I'm actually Deering's catching up to these guys as well, so we could have a 6-way fight. Possibly the lead of these guys can catch back up to Parky, but it's really bunched up towards the front. We've got two Red Bulls fighting. This Motoristic going to go for a move down the inside into the hairpin. It's going to back off. I think it's better all of it for now at least. So Mark quite close enough to go for a move into the chicane, but is Jago on Motoristi? Doesn't look like it. Actually, that's the Red Bull of Mill. He's coming into the pits. Let's see if he's going to go for the 2-stop or the 1-stop strategy. Most likely the 2-stop coming in this early. What is going on here? Is this a glitch? Yeah, looks like it's a glitch. But he is onto the super soft tyres, so it looks like he's trying the 1-stop. It's going to be tough to get those tyres to the end from this point in the race, but he's going to try it. Actually, we've got the Renault here fighting the Williams. Mill's getting out just ahead of these guys. Motoristi's struggling. Motoristi's got half a wing. Something's happened to the other Red Bull here, and he's getting overtaken by other guys. This is really bad. He's having a good race up in P3, P4, fighting the Mercedes and his teammate, but he's got damage now. He's going to have to come in and repair that wing. He's got no downforce. He's just understeering to every wall at the moment. He needs to get this car back to the pits and salvage some points from this race. It's looking like a good race for Red Bull, but I mean, his teammates almost caught back up to him now, and he's a pit stop ahead. So yeah, really disappointing for Motoristi here. Thomas is retired from the session. It looks like, oh, there's been a huge pile up there on that straight. It looks like Thomas had a collision with Riley, and the tar dude went into a Riley who he couldn't really avoid. He's picked up damage of his own. I'm surprised he hasn't got a safety car out. But that is probably the biggest crash we've seen all season. Didn't catch the start of it, but you can see from what we saw around the cars going past it looked like he had caused some extensive damage. But anyway, towards the front now we've got Jagos is in P3 on the super soft tyres, Deere in P4 now on the ultra softs. Jacques you'd expect to come in any lap now to get onto some supers, most likely. He is losing time to his teammate ahead. By the way, it's that ultimate from Joe scoring for P5. Original P5, I think it's net P6 they're fighting for. So Joe's going to go up the inside into the chicane. It should be fairly easy. He goes back onto the racing line to defend, and actually Ultimate's going to peel into the pits. So yeah, he'll be going on to super softs most likely from here. Meanwhile, Jacques could be under some serious threat from the guys behind. He's on some really old hypersoft tyres, which is going to be incredibly warm at this stage in the race. You've got the super soft runner with Jagos behind him, and then the ultra soft runner with Deere behind Jagos, so you're going to pressure him. Ideally, he's going to want to come in this lap. He's the only hypersoft runner still going around the track, so it's going to cost him some time compared to those guys. It looks like the dirty is affecting Jagos as much as Jacques' tyres are affecting him, so he's not really able to close the gap too much. They come down to the hairpin and down the straight, we'll see if Jagos peels off into the... Well, Jagos will see if Jacques peels off into the pits. And he's going to go around for another lap actually, so he's going to go 9 laps plus quali on these types of tyres, so really stretching them out here. So Ultimate's fighting after making his pit stop. Then past Rojtic in there for P9. So Astronaut ahead is struggling here. He's gone really slowly through that chicane. It's cost him the position to Ultimate. So the Renault looks to be struggling. He's missed the apex there pretty poorly. So now he's got the Williams of Rojtic behind him as well. So could be losing some more positions here. But further up ahead we've got this three-way fight for P2 still going on. Actually Jacob's going to get really close to the back of Jacques there. See if we can make a move going down the long straight now into the chicane. I think he's just a bit too far back and Deering's even further back As the Jock's actually going to peel it into the pits. Looks like that caught Jay goes off guard a little bit. He cuts the corner and gets up, picks up a penalty for it. So the last Hypersoft runner is into the pits now. Drop back to just be out ahead of Mill, not by much. It's going to be tight. Just a couple of tenths over ahead. The undercut working pretty well from Mill. Not quite able to get the position, but he's closed the gap at least. See if he can pull anything off on jockeys on cold tyres. Thomas hasn't left the session. He's retired anyway, so it won't make too much of an impact. Yeah, he's just too far back to think about going for a move. And Dio rings it into the pits, off his ultras onto supers. So I believe he's the first ultra soft guy to stop. We're on lap 12. He's going to come out just behind Mill and Jacques. He's going up the inside of Astronaut, who appears to be struggling in that Renault. It's on 11 lap old supers. Move it's catching into the back of Jacques, so you can see a move here for what is effectively P2, I believe. I think he's just too far back once again to think about anything. Got race addiction on the back of Astros, you know, he's really struggling. Just see how slowly he's going on exit. He needs to get off those supers, but if he gets off them now, he's going to have to make a two-stop, so he's going to have to think about which will cost him more time, staying on these tyres or going for a two-stop strategy. But he is really struggling at the moment. He's going to stay out. Clips the wall as well. He could have some damage possibly. Let's have a look. It doesn't look like it, but it could be some minor damage to the Renault. But this is allowing Footy to catch up to the back of these guys as well now. Actually, Racing has a bit of a moment, but yeah, Astronaut has to put like Footy to beat Senna, so he didn't get past the Renault. Help Astronaut. He looks like he's going to defend the inside. It's just going so slowly in the middle of these corners. But he needs to get a move done. Nationality again defending the inside. He's going to... Oh, he's just completely squeezed him off there. He's really struggling on these tyres. If I was him, I'd just let these guys through. There's no point fighting him. He's just costing himself time at the end of the day. See if he can get moved on into turn 1 now. Towards the inside. Just 2 runs wide. Goes back across to defend. Obviously not able to get past just yet. Really starting to hold him up. Can feel the frustration. Putting the Force India driver behind his Renault as he tries to find a gap, but he just can't quite do it. He's just going so slowly through there. Right, can Footy make it work this time around the outside into the hairpin? A little bit of contact it seems. He should get the exit, which he does. He's going to be vulnerable for nationality, now he's going to have DRS, I believe. And he's going to try go around the outside. Actually, with a bit of contact, Asteroid has been forced across the chicane. He's picked up a penalty for that. But Footy's managed to finally negotiate his way around him. As further ahead, it looks like Parky's come out of the pits onto some fresh supers. He's actually behind Mill and Jacques. So maybe staying on the ultras cost him time as these guys are on fresh supers, and he's feeling the effects of that now. Which means this is also going to severely affect Jagos. He's out on, really on supers. He's going to drop back further than he was prior. He's got the Ferrari of Deadly LFC, which is a lap car, which will hopefully just not challenge him for this position, hopefully. But yeah, Parky coming out behind these guys, which is interesting. See if he can make a move in the coming corners. Jagos picks up the 42nd time penalty. So we got the inside of that Red Bull there behind him. And he's behind his teammate. So it's looking like we can have a decent fight for the front positions here today. So these guys start to bunch up in a few more laps. And Jagos will be hitting relatively soon as well. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Hopefully nothing happens. Just need to go and grab a drink quickly. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Just to brief you on Parky here. Seems to be attacking shop. But yeah, I'll be back in a second or two. and it appears that I missed something relatively big as Jacques is out of the race. Hopefully I got that on stream for you guys. I do apologise if I didn't, but my throat was absolutely dying, so yeah. But looks like Mill was dropped back as well, so most likely he was involved in that. Possibly Deeren as well. He's onto fresh ultra soft tyres. So like all those guys got tangled up. Harky looks to have been able to stay out of it, as he's currently leading from Jago 6 seconds behind Ultimate now, who's in P3. And Joe's in P4. That's Aristi, after he had his damages, clawed his way back up through the field because of this. I'm sure he's come out on fresh ultra soft, so it could still be a chance for points for Renault here tonight. Not really any battles out on track. Yeah, it looks like Parky is looking at a comfortable win, which will of course take him top of the championship now that Jacques is retired. The second place at Jagos will help him climb up the championship order as well. Be his second place, his second finish, his second start from the season. It's a lot of seconds there. Joe's on the back of Ultimate. The P3. Joe won relatively fresh super soft Ultimates and some old ultras. He doesn't seem to be fighting it too hard. And the reserve driver in the McLaren's going to go up to P3. He's shown good pace throughout the season so far, picking up a 4th in Australia and a 5th in Spain. This would be his first podium of the season. We're looking at a full-time seat in the future. But I assume he's just going to go away from Ultimate now and hope to solidify his 3rd place. The last at 11. I'm not sure it's going to come out a lot way. Yeah, it looks like Joe's just on to put away from the harsh driver. But he's done a good job. He's got in P6, really started pretty much in the back. We'll just see how many positions it's gone up. It's gone up on 11 positions. Joe's gone up 9 as well, so he's going up to P3, so it's been a good showing from those guys. Really good showing from those guys today. Of course, with this being a circuit where the walls are very close to the track, you're going to see a lot of people pick up damage, as we almost see Ultimate lose the back end there and go into the wall, but he managed to catch it. But yeah, we do see a lot of guys going to the wall, and that of course means that guys will have to make extra pit stops. Got the new front wing. Sven then comes into the pits, it's going to promote Astronaut into the points, I believe. Actually, Sven come out ahead. He has, just about. So, Renault are in the point at the moment. Choose their value, I can say. He's out on fresh ultra softs. And his teammate is in P11, so if something goes on ahead, they could get a double points finish for the first time this season. on brilliant. He's looking like he wants to say something about that. I what's coming to the pits. I assume that's just for fresh tyres. He's gone onto some ultra softs. He's going to come out in P8. Fair distance behind Mill. I don't believe he'll be able to catch him. It depends. Yeah, Mill's only on 5 old ultras, so how long's left in the race, and Mill's shown some relatively quick pace towards the start of this race. I doubt ultimately will be able to mount a challenge from that position. As Vanden on his fresh ultras is looking to challenge race addiction for P9, race addiction for 10 lap old ultras. I don't think he'll be able to take those much longer. Probably be coming to the picture in the next 3 or 4 laps. Maybe sooner. Which actually would promote both of us into the points. Tries it down the inside. And Williams will get the better exit, presumably. Which does a bit of contact, which slowed him down. And with the help of the ERS, will most likely just pull away now. Trying to break the side there. But he's got a safe distance ahead anyway to prevent a move, which he actually picked up a penalty. Just saying I haven't checked the penalties. I believe we should check it now because there's just not really any battles going on. Just the warnings for Parky. Jager, oh dear me, Jager's just got 1, 2, 3, 4 penalties. Joe with just the warnings. Motoristic with 2 penalties. Fussy with 2 penalties. Deering with 1 penalty. Mills got like 5 penalties. Yeah, looks like Jagos is gonna possibly drop down behind Joe if he's not careful. Pretty catching up onto Black and Motoristi. See if we can make a move coming into the DRS sign. Too far back in this one, but could close the gap through these corners and try and move down the long straight. Certainly close the gap. Is it enough? I don't believe it will be enough. Yeah, he's just too far back. At the moment, at least. Could change in a few corners. That's the time coming up the pits. He's going to get lapped. Jagos is actually just a couple of cents behind Parky, so he could challenge him here for the lead. Not this lap, but maybe the next one. Coming few. So Deering's catching up to these guys fighting for P4. Because he should be close enough to go for a move to come straight into the chicane now, but he could make it even earlier. He's going to try it on the inside into the hairpin. He goes for a little bit of a lunge, going to squeeze the Red Bull. Seems to work for him. Is the Red Bull going to get the toe he needs down the straight? It looks like he will pull to the outside, but the DRS is going to help keep that force into a front, prevent the move from the Red Bull. Red Bull can get him on exit here. This is defends the inside, and I think that's going to be all we're going to see between these two. But Deering behind could Got a sniff at them. He's on 9 lap old ultras. He's going to head pretty much both on 20 lap old supers. Interesting, it's a bit of a mistake there, I believe. That's big gear in the right on his rear end. I think we have secrets of a time for a secret ignoring a blue flag. I'm not entirely sure who that affected, but hopefully nobody too much. Point the runners are now into the points, which is nice to see. Dragos is just a 10th behind Parky here for the lead. But he does have a lot of penalties, so I don't believe it'll make too much of an impact coming into the race. So they come out just behind the Williams at row 6 and we should get out of the way relatively soon. Like Deering has negotiated his way past one obviously down the straight there. So we can get out of the way that front two. KJ goes for a move down the straight. Up the DRS. Is he just too far back? He is gaining. Looks like he'll be able to make a move. Can he then hold it? He makes it relatively easily. But of course, penalties are going to come into this if he doesn't manage to get a substantial gap ahead of Parky. Meanwhile, Deering's actually catching up to the back of Footy. So he could be going up to P4. It's just too far back on this lap, I believe. Parky's on the back of Dragos, we can see a move down here. He's just too far back. Interesting, I don't think I've seen anyone into the World Champions today. Or not substantially enough to cause them too much damage. Deering's catch on to like a Footy. Could see a move going into this lap now. So we're going to lap 31 or 35, final couple of laps. Looking like Parky's going to take the win on penalties. Dragos picks up another penalty. Could be near disqualification if he keeps it up. Deering should be close enough to have a chance. Down the straight now. It's like Mill and ultimately a bit of a fight, double back as well. But Footy has got a good run in the exit. It doesn't look like Deering's catching quite enough to go for a lunge. Sensibly sticks behind for now. So as he actually clips the wall there. Don't know if he's got damage from that, but I saw something fly off, but that's cost him the position. Steering is now into P4. And that one's getting Mill came together a bit, as Ultimate seems to be returning from off the chicane. They seem to have damage. See if Parky goes for a move down the straight. He doesn't need to, of course. Penalties mean that he has got this one in the bag, but of course I'm sure he would prefer if he got the overtake done on track. It's down the inside. Jacob's just going to try and fight around the outside, but he just realises it's not possible there. 2 cars into that corner will not end well. He just backs off sensibly. Because he's keeping with Jeremy, so possibly see him overtake back. Just a couple more minutes left of racing here today in F3. Just about F2 in just under an hour from now. Is Jagus going to go back for overtake, comes to Parky. Doesn't look like he's close enough. And I think he knows that he's just got too many penalties to really challenge for one today. Because he's starting to drop a bit further back than doing those out of DRS range, so it's unfortunate for him. So there's relatively large gaps between everyone else now. Yeah, just final 2 laps now, or final 1.5 laps pretty much. A few more penalties flying in. We'll see how that affects our results at the end of the race. Seems as my batters we will go on board with Parky for his pretty much final lap. Don't believe Jagos will really challenge him. Seems to be just too far back. Seems like the driver goes across the line for the final lap. Next time he does that, he will be finishing the race. Goes into the wall marker. Gives some damage, but of course with the penalties, even if Jagos does get ahead, Parky should still have this win in the bag for Mercedes. His teammate Taran, of course, which is unfortunate for the team. Could have seen possibly another 1-2. They are dominating the constructors at the moment. Already a 49-point gap to second in this, which is Sauber, of which neither of their drivers are in the top 10 today, but I'm sure Parky doesn't care about that at all as he comes to the chicane for the final time, past the wall as champions and down, start finish straight. He's going to take the victory here in Canada for round 3 of the season. His first win of the season, I do believe. Actually, no, he won last time out in Spain as well, so it's his second win in a row. Jagos is in the finish P2. Is Joe going to take that away from him on penalties? We have to wait and see. I think he's just too far back. Just 7 seconds behind. Dylan comes off the line P4 for TP5. Just he's going to finish in 6th. Provisionally, Mill 7th. Ultimate jumps ahead of Mill into 7th. Then I think it's just too far back for penalties to take any effect on him, unfortunately. But we shall see. Points for the Renault team, they'll be happy about that, I'm sure. once he comes to the line. And the last driver of Matt's Cross in P11. So yeah, that has been the ERL Season 6 Round 3 of F3 Canadian Grand Prix. Parky coming out on top. Jay goes in second and Joe in third, I do believe. So he lifts the trophy there. Yeah. That is it for today in F3. There's the standings for you. Again, one more time. Just 2 drivers not picking up a penalty, it seems. Which is a nice achievement for them guys. But yeah, there are your standings. My driver of the day goes to Footy, going from P17 to P5. Joe's on another honourable mention from P12 to P3. But yeah, that has been the race today. We will see you in about 45 minutes for F2, but other than that, enjoy the rest of your evening.